Hello, this is once again the Estate of Fortune. This time around I shall be covering the novella The Little Prince by the French author Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, first published in 1943. It tells the story of an aviator that crashed in the Sahara and who, while trying to fix his airplane, encountered a tiny person, the titular prince. The prince immediately demanded of the narrator to draw him a sheep so that he could bring it back to his planet. So began their interaction. The narrator quickly noticed that the prince would pick up on details that grown-ups would miss, being able to identify his drawings for what they were. An example given was his boa constrictor that swallowed an elephant. To adults it seemed like a hat, but the prince knew better. As they continued their conversation, the narrator began to gather information on the prince's life. He surmised that the latter probably lived in the asteroid B612, only seen once with the telescope. Aside from the prince, it had 3 volcanoes, one of which was extinct, some short-lived flowers, and baobab sprouts that had to be removed. That is, until one day a new kind of flower appeared that didn't quickly wither away like the rest. This flower was vain and coquettish, so much so that the little prince could not bear to continue living with her and escaped his little planet. Only later did he understand that this facade of the flower was a way of her reassuring herself, and that he should have instead judged by deeds, her brightening up his little planet with her presence. Over the course of the story, he learns 2 lessons, the first one being about taming. He and this flower, this rose, they tamed one another, and therefore became responsible for each other. Someone that you tame becomes special. You can tell them apart from those that appear alike to them. With the creation of this bond may come sadness, the sadness of parting. But that too has a place and a value. The second lesson is that oftentimes the most beautiful things are those that are not seen, but rather felt with the heart. Be it wheat fields, a desert, or the stars at night, what reminds us of those that we befriended is what gives us warmth. It is a tale of loneliness that we oftentimes ourselves create. Many of the people that the little prince encounters are lonely due to prioritizing other pursuits in life. The narrative portrays these as grown-up issues and reminds of the importance of using one's heart, something that the aforementioned grown-ups forgot. Overall, it is a charming little book to read through. The themes within it, that of friendship and love, invoke sympathy, and are pure in nature, although of course being somewhat naive. I do not agree with the sentiment that the loneliness of adult life is entirely due to different prioritization, different goals. Life is at times highly unpredictable, and one is often forced to choose between things that are all unpleasant to one's senses. And the childlike perception of the world is more likely than not rent away from one's soul, rather than willingly parted with.